All right, let's get right into it. We're always told that success is all about adding more stuff to our lives, right? More habits, more hustle, more courses. But what if that's all wrong? What if the real key to getting what you want isn't about what you add, but about what you're brave enough to take away?
This idea, well, it's summed up perfectly here. It comes from a guy named Dan Martell, and let me tell you, he knows a thing or two about making a comeback. I mean, this guy went from totally broke to a multi-millionaire. And the crazy part? He says the secret wasn't what he started doing, it was what he stopped doing.
So we're going to break down the seven crucial things that he quit. And this isn't just some random story about a rich guy. No, this is a blueprint. It's a powerful framework that you can use, a list of things to subtract from your life that, believe it or not, can lead to some massive additions.
All right, first section. It all starts with your inner circle. Think about it like this. The people around you, they literally set your internal thermostat for success. I mean, you could be the most fired up, positive person on the planet, but if you're hanging out in a giant walk-in freezer all day, you're gonna get cold. The people you surround yourself with, they're that room.
So what's the first thing you've got to quit? Boom. Spending time with what he calls energy vampires. You know who I'm talking about. Martell tells this great story about a friend from back in the day who would only call him when he needed something. A ride, some cash, a favor. And he had this light bulb moment where he realized, wait a minute, this isn't a friendship, it's a one-way transaction, and I'm the one who's always paying.
And really, it just boils down to this simple gut check. Ask yourself, do the people in your life want more for you, or do they want more from you? There's a huge difference. You've got to protect your energy, because like he says, the energy you have today is literally building the reality you'll have tomorrow.
Okay, on to number 2. This one is huge. Quit taking advice from people who haven't actually done what you want to do. I mean, we get advice from everybody, right? Our parents, our friends, that guy at work. And look, they mean well. But well-intentioned advice can be seriously dangerous if it's coming from someone who has no clue.
He puts it pretty bluntly with this quote, right? But it hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Would you take money advice from your broke cousin? Of course not. So why take life advice from someone whose life isn't where you want to be? He talks about his personal trainer, who looks like Superman basically. That's the guy he takes fitness advice from, because the proof is right there. It's all about finding people who have the results you're after and learning from them, not just listening to opinions.
So up to now, we've been talking about protecting yourself from the outside world, the people, the advice. Now we're turning inwards. This next section is all about a huge mental shift. It's about taking radical control, about stopping being a passenger and grabbing the steering wheel of your own life.
All right, number 3 on the quit list, blame. Just stop blaming things. It's so easy, isn't it? Ugh, the traffic made me late. Well, I would have gotten the project done, but my internet was slow. But here's the thing. Every single time you point the finger at something else, you're literally just giving away your power.
And this quote just nails it. We're not just creatures of circumstance, we're creators. When you take 100% responsibility, when you decide everything is your fault, something amazing happens. I know it sounds kind of depressing, but it's the most empowering thing you can do, because if it's your fault, that means you have the power to fix it. You are in control.
Okay, number 4. This one is going to feel totally backwards. Ready? Quit saying yes to everything. I know, we're always told, seize the day, take every opportunity. But saying yes all the time, it's a trap. It's the quickest way to end up overwhelmed, getting nothing done, and letting people down.
He uses this awesome analogy of a heavy backpack. Imagine every time you say yes to something, you're putting another rock in your backpack. A few things, sure, that's fine, but you keep saying yes, 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 and pretty soon that backpack is so heavy you can't even stand up, let alone walk forward. You're just stuck.
So the big takeaway here is that no is not a bad word. It's a strategic weapon. Saying no to a pretty good opportunity today is actually you saying yes to your most important ultimate goal. You're protecting your focus for the things that will really move the needle.
Okay, so we've covered protecting your inner circle and taking control. Now for section 3. This is about mastering your focus. We've talked about energy, we've talked about time, but the next 2 are about protecting what is maybe the most valuable resource you have right now, your attention.
And number 5 is a big one for all of us, let's be honest. Quit being a prisoner to your phone. Oh man, you know exactly what this feels like. You just pick it up to check one little thing, and then you blink, and 2 hours have just disappeared down a social media rabbit hole. Martell tells this story about a young guy who basically admitted his phone was stealing his life, hour by hour, day by day.
And his take on it is, well, it's a little harsh, but it's true. He says, if you're addicted to your phone, your life's just not that interesting. Go make it interesting. Oof. But he's right. The solution isn't to just fight the phone, it's to build a life that's actually more interesting than your phone. A vision that's so exciting that scrolling just seems boring.
All right, number 6. This is such a sneaky one that so many of us fall for. He calls it shelf help. You know what this is. You buy all the books, you listen to all the podcasts, you sign up for the online course, and you feel super productive just by consuming all that information. But then you don't actually do anything with it. It just sits on a mental shelf.
The whole mindset shift here is this: stop learning just in case and start learning just in time. What does that mean? It means don't read an entire book on marketing just because you think you might need it someday. Instead, when you have a specific marketing problem, go find the exact information you need to solve that one problem and apply it immediately. Because the value is never in the information itself. It's always in the application.
Okay, we're at the final section, number 7. And honestly, this might be the biggest one of all. This is the one that messes with our confidence, our happiness, everything. It's about how you see yourself and your own journey. The 7th and final thing you have to quit is comparing yourself to anyone but you. We all do it, right? It's almost automatic. You're scrolling online, you see someone's highlight reel, and instantly that little voice in your head goes, I'm so far behind. It's not just the thief of joy, it's the absolute killer of confidence.
And this quote, this analogy is just perfect. Why would you compare your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 27? Think about that for a second. It's such a powerful way to look at it. You have no idea what they went through in their first 26 chapters to get there. You're on your own path, writing your own story.
So here's the deal. The only person you should ever be competing against is the person you were yesterday. That's it. That's the game. Can you be just 1% better today than you were yesterday? Because that tiny little improvement, done over and over again, well, that's how real massive change happens.
So let's just recap real quick. Those are the 7 quits: energy vampires, bad advice, blame, saying yes to everything, your phone addiction, shelf help, and finally, comparing yourself to others. And what's the common thread here? None of them ask you to do more. They all ask you to let go of something, to clear out the junk so the good stuff has room to grow. Which brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. Look, this was fun to talk about, but it's totally useless unless you actually do something with it. So I want you to look at this list right now and ask yourself, honestly, which one of these 7 is hitting you the hardest? Which one do you know you need to quit first?